discussed F distribution, its introduction, definition and its properties. We are in detail discussed in the previous video. Now we continue this topic. First of all, in the starting of this lecture, we understand the topic confidence interval for the variance ratio sigma 1 square over sigma 2 square. Let two independent random samples of size n1 and n2 be taken from two normal populations with variance sigma 1 square and sigma 2 square. Dear students, similarly with the previous lecture, first of all we have two normal populations and its variance is sigma 1 square and sigma 2 square, and then we take these populations to samples, that is S1, that two random samples and whose size is n1 and n2 respectively, and let S1 square and S2 square be the unbiased sample estimates of sigma 1 square and sigma 2 square. These two are the unbiased estimates of sigma 1 and sigma 2 square. Then we know that capital U is equal to n1 minus 1 into S1 square over sigma 1 square is a chi-square variable with nu 1 is equal to n1 minus 1 is the degree of freedom. Also similarly, capital V n2 minus 1 into S2 square over sigma 2 square is a chi-square variable with nu 2 which is equal to n2 minus 1 is the degree of freedom. These things I explained in detail in the previous video. If any students want where these things comes, then you see the previous video, then you can easily understand where these things are comes. Then the ratio capital F is equal to capital U over nu 1 over capital V over nu 2, which is equal to S1 square over sigma 1 square over S2 square over sigma 2 square. How we use this step? We are using the definition of the confidence interval estimate. We are using the definition of F distribution that are explained in the previous video. Then we rearrange this relation, and then F is equal to S1 square into sigma 2 square over S2 square into sigma 1 square. Say this equation, this is an equation number 1. This has an F distribution with nu 1 and nu 2 degree of freedom. Now to construct a 1 minus alpha into 100% confidence interval for the variance ratio sigma 1 square over sigma 2 square. Here similarly, just like the chi-square distribution, chi-square distribution, contingency table, goodness of fit and T distribution, similarly we also construct the F distribution 100% confidence interval for the variance ratio sigma 1 square over sigma 2 square. In T distribution, we cannot use the variance ratio, where we use the mean, because the T distribution always apply on that problem when in the problem given simply about the mean, and then we use T distribution, and in the F distribution in problem variance ratio given for 100% confidence interval, that is sigma 1 square over sigma 2 square. These are the values of the population to population variance. We need two critical values that cut off an area of alpha by 2 in the lower tail and in the upper tail respectively of the F distribution with nu1 and nu2 degree of freedom. When we construct the graph, bell-shaped graph for the F distribution, say about x-axis we use f, and about y-axis we take the function of f. Now let's see, this is the f1 minus alpha by 2 point, and this is the point is f alpha by 2. Alpha here is the significance level. We divide significance level by 2 and write in the f subscript. These are the two endpoints, and the area on the right side of f alpha by 2 is the alpha by 2, and similarly f1 minus alpha by 2 is the alpha by 2, because these two are the critical regions. These two regions are the critical regions. And similarly this region is the acceptance region. Students, when we find the 1 minus alpha into 100% confidence interval for the problem, then when we add the critical region and the acceptance region, results must be equal to 1 due to the probability. So let's see, we check alpha by 2 plus this alpha by 2 plus 1 minus alpha. This result becomes alpha plus 1 minus 1 alpha, cancel out, and results is equal to 1. This shows that the whole probability is equal to 1, and this shows our procedure is correct. Let's see, and here describe these things. We need two critical values that cut off an area of alpha by 2 in the lower tail. Lower tail and upper tail. Lower tail is equal to alpha by 2 area, and upper tail also its area is equal to alpha by 2 with degree of freedom nu1 and nu2. If these two values turn out to be f1 minus alpha by 2 into nu1 comma nu2 degree of freedom, and f alpha by 2 nu1 comma nu2, turn mean we point out these things, f1 minus alpha by 2 and f alpha by 2. Then we can make the following probability statement, just like the previous test. P into this point, first we write f1 minus alpha by 2 into nu1 into nu2. Nu1 and nu2 is the degree of freedom for sample 1 and the sample 2, which is less than f, and also less than this f alpha by 2 point, and which is also right degree of freedom with nu1 comma nu2, and these are equal to 1 minus alpha. And this is shows the confidence interval. You know the formula for the confidence interval is C is equal to 1 minus alpha, and here this C in the left side shows this relation, and right side is equal to 1 minus alpha as it is. Now say this is an equation number 2. Let putting the values of f in equation 2, we have the value of f you already known. The value of f is s1 square sigma 2 square over s2 square into sigma 1 square. Putting this value of f in the equation number 2. So p into 1 minus alpha by 2 into nu1 comma nu2 as it is, less than value of f is value of f is write sigma 2 square into s1 square over sigma 1 square into s2 square, which is less than f alpha by 2 nu 1 comma nu 2, which is equal to 1 minus alpha. Now more simplify this relation. Now multiplying by each term inside the bracket by s2 square over s1 square. Multiplying in this bracket s2 square over s1 square, because we want to cancel out these two things. Multiply s2 square over s1 square, and then inverting each term, we invert the direction of inequality sign. When terms are inverted, we obtained when this value multiply with this bracket statement, then these two s2 square over s1 square, these s2 square cancel out this, and this also cancel out this, and multiply s2 square over s1 square with this relation, with this element, and also with this element s2 square over s1 square. All these are remaining same. Okay, and dear students, we want to invert these two inequality sign, and then our relation converts into this format: 1 over f alpha by 2 into nu 1 comma nu 2 less than sigma 1 square over sigma 2 square, which is also less than s1 square over s2 square into 1 over f minus alpha by 2 into nu 1 into comma nu 2. Students, in this step we are choosing direct statement. We write direct statement. Simply in the previous relation you multiply by this statement and cancel out from these things from the previous relation, and also we invert these signs in the previous, then our these are equal to in the form of 1 over form. Understand? By using the property that 1 over f 1 minus alpha by 2 into nu 1 comma nu 2, which is equal to f alpha by 2 nu 2 comma nu 1. This property we learned in the previous video, I think so. Property number 5. Property number 5 is just like, I think so, f1 minus alpha by 2 into nu 1 comma nu 2, which is equal to, sorry, इसको divided by 1 over this, which is equal to f, sorry, we write this 1 minus alpha into nu 1 comma nu 2, which is equal to f alpha nu 1 comma nu 2. Students, I explained just like as it is in the property number 5 in the previous video. We write in this format: 1 over f minus 1 over f 1 minus alpha into nu 1 comma nu 2. And I say you on in the previous video that those things which we minus from 1, these write by similar way. If we minus 1 minus alpha, then you write alpha. If we subtract 1 minus alpha by 2, then write alpha by 2. When we minus 1 minus alpha by 3, then write alpha by 3. Simply here we write 1 minus alpha by 2, then we write those which we write in this relation similar. So put this value which is equal to this right in this point. Putting this value in the above, then probability of S1 square over S2 square into 1 over F alpha by 2 into nu 1 comma nu 2, which less than sigma 1 square over sigma 2 square, also less than S1 square over S2 square into F alpha by 2 into nu 2 comma nu 1, which is equal to 1 minus alpha. Hence 1 minus alpha into 100% confidence interval for sigma 1 square over sigma 2 square is given by this S1 square over S2 square. S1 square over S2 square into 1 over F alpha by 2 into nu 1 comma nu 2 comma S1 square over S2 square into these are same. Students, this is the 1 minus alpha 100% confidence interval for sigma 1 square over sigma 2 square. So we can take confidence interval for sigma 1 over sigma 2 by taking the square root of the endpoints of this interval. If we if in a problem want sigma 1 over sigma 2, then we can take these endpoints square root. Now we apply this relation on a problem. Now let's see problem 19.1. Given two random samples of size n1 is equal to 12 and n2 which is equal to 10 from two independent normal population with s1 is equal to 2.3 and s2 is equal to 1.5. These are the estimates. These are the estimates of the sigma 1 and the sigma 2. Find 90% confidence interval for the ratio sigma 1 square over sigma 2 square and find out sigma 1 over sigma 2. Dear students, you find two things in a problem. One of them is ratio, confidence interval ratio for this, and in the last you must take the square root of this relation and you have find sigma 1 over sigma 2. Now the solution is the 90% confidence interval for the ratio sigma 1 square over sigma 2 square is we s1 square over s2 square into 1 over f alpha by 2 over into nu 1 comma nu 2 comma s1 square over s2 square into f alpha by 2 into nu 2 comma nu 1. This is this relation we find in the previous detail. Students, how we understand this formula. Students, simply if alpha by 2 1 over alpha by 2, then write nu 1 comma nu 2, and if simply into f alpha by 2, then these are inverted, mean sigma nu 2 first comes and nu 1 of second comes. In this first we write nu 1 comma nu 2, and in this we write first nu 2 comma nu 1. To find the 90% confidence interval, we have to find first of all value of s1, s2, f alpha by 2, the value of f. Okay, here s1 square, s1 are given in a problem 2.3, because we have in the formula of square, then we find out its square. S1 square which is equal to 2.3 whole square which is equal to 5.29, and also S2 square which is equal to 1.5 taking square and which is equal to 2.25, and we find out the 90% confidence interval, and you know the formula of confidence interval which is equal to C is equal to 1 minus alpha, and C the value is 90% and 90 over 100 is equal to 0.9, and then alpha is, which is equal to 0.1, which is the significance level, and nu 1 is the degree of freedom n1 also given in a problem, which is equal to 12, and minus 1 is equal to 11. And similarly nu2 is equal to 9. Nu1 for the one sample which is equal to 11, and nu2 which is equal to 9. After that, find out f alpha by 2. F alpha by 2 into nu1 comma nu2, which is equal to, you know the value of alpha is which is equal to 0.1 by 2, and value of nu1 which is equal to 11 comma 9. And secondly, you have to find, first we write nu1 in the first, and second you write 9 first and 11 in the second, because in the formula first we write nu1 comma nu2 and then nu2 comma nu1. So we write this. Now find out how we will find the value of f distribution. Now we are using the table of f distribution. How we check the table of, how we see the value of f distribution from a table. First, students, you understand f in the subscript value is 0.05. So we see this table, f 0.05 into nu1 comma nu2. These value in the horizontal shows nu1 and in the vertical shows nu2. First we check value. Nu1 is equal to 11 and nu2 is equal to 9. So first nu1 is equal to 11, 9 after 10, and then comes 12, but not in the table 11. So we consider these two. If not comes, then we consider these two values 10 and 12. This is the value of nu1, and then find nu2. Where nu2 value is 9, which is the value of 9, and corresponding of these values we check at when nu1 is equal to 10 and nu2 is equal to 9, then its value is 3.14, and when nu1 is 12 and nu2 is equal to 9, its value is 3.07. But we have to find the value is f 0.05, 11 comma 9. These are the nu1 and these are the nu2. So 11 not comes in this 10 and 12. So we find the midpoint of the 11, 10 and 12. 10 value is 3.14. 10 value is 3.14, and value of 12 is plus 3.07 divided by 2, and then its result is equal to 3.10. This is the midpoint. This value is the midpoint of 10 and 12, mean its value of at 11, mean f 0.05, 11 comma 9, because corresponding is 9 and between value is 3.10. So at 11 its value is equal to 3.10. When nu1 is equal to 11 and nu2 is equal to 9, then its value is equal to 3.10. We write this value in this format. Understand? Now similarly, students, we find the value of f alpha by 2 nu2 comma nu1, that is equal to this. So when we see this table, the table is about f 0.05 v1 comma v2, but our value is v2 comma v1. So we convert our value, we convert this table according to our value. Let's see, f 0.05 which is equal to 9 comma 1. You understand, you let students simply the first value, that is equal to new 1 and second value is equal to new 2. So first value is new 1. According to this, new 1 which is equal to 9. So 9 this and new 2 which is equal to 11, second value, that is this. So the corresponding value of 11 and 9 is equal to 2.90. So I write value is 2.90. Why we choose this process for that value? Because the table is given, which is first value is new 1 and second value is new 2, but we have to require new 2 first and new 2 second. So let according to this table we convert our value according to this table. So first value is always equal to new 1 and second value always equal to new 2. So first value is 9 and second value is 11 and corresponding value is 2.90. So putting all these values in equation number 1, we have this equation number 1. This equation number 1. Understand? We have this result 0.76, 6.81. Hence 90% confidence interval for sigma 1 square over sigma 2 square is 0.76, 6.81. And now taking the square root of the end points, if we taking the square root this 0.76 and 6.81, then we get the required result, which is equal to 0.87, 2.61. Hopefully you understand this topic. Now we are going to next topic. Next is test based on F distribution. The following test of hypotheses are based on F distribution. First one is testing a hypothesis about the equality of two variants, and second test is testing a hypothesis about the equality of k greater than 2 population means, and third is testing a hypothesis about linearity of the regression, and in the fourth is test hypothesis about variance correlation coefficient. Students, these four categories are the types of the F distribution test. Now in our syllabus we discuss only first category, that testing a hypothesis about the equality of two variants only. So let's see. First of all, we have two normal populations, and with sigma 1 and sigma 1 square and sigma 2 square is the variance, and these two variants are equal because in a test we already first consider that the two variances are equal. So now we are taking two random samples, independent random samples from these two populations, and whose size is n1 and n2. Let s1 and s1 square and s2 square denotes the unbiased estimate, which is new 1 is equal to n1 minus 1 and new 2 is equal to n2 minus 1, be degree of freedom. Then capital U, which is equal to n1 minus 1 into s2 square over sigma 1 square, is the distribution as a chi-square variable with new 1 degree of freedom. Also capital V, which is also equal to new 2 n2 minus 1 into s2 square over sigma 2 square, is the distribution as a chi-square variable with new 2 degree of freedom. By the definition of F distribution, we can write F is equal to capital U over nu 1 over capital V over nu 2, which is equal to this relations, and you know the value of S1 square is always greater than S2 square. Also you know in this test we already consider in a problem that two variance that is always equal. So these sigma 1 square and sigma 2 square are equal, then we can cancel out these two values, and then our required result is equal to f is equal to S1 square over S2 square. So assuming I read this, assuming that our null hypothesis H naught sigma 1 square over sigma 2 square, which is equal to 1, because these two are equal, that is we write in alternative way sigma 1 square is equal to sigma 2 square is true. The test statistic becomes as this. So for this test of the F distribution, when two equalities of two variance are then we use this test statistics, F is equal to S1 square over S2 square. Now we make the formulation procedure for the testing hypothesis about the equality of two variance. Now we understand this in detail in the next video. Hopefully you understand the today lecture. If you have students any question, then you write in a comment box. To be continue this topic. Okay, Allah Hafiz.